This isn't for everyone. This is for the men who've been disrespected, downplayed, and dismissed for standing on principle. What is a gentle beast? Not a savage, not a simp. He's dark mode focused, quiet, silent, deadly disciplined, and full of self control. He doesn't bark, he builds. A gentle beast is a warner. A gentle beast is non-pareil. A gentle beast is not so readily. A gentle beast is skeptical. He can be loving, kind, peaceful, and most of all gentle until he's not. Until it's time to go dark, cold, and distant. Hence why I created dark mode. Dark mode is the gentle beast's secret weapon. Always mentally prepared for war, always ready to switch on. The moment it does, he becomes monotonous, regimented, locked in, deep work, intense concentration, hyper focus. This is the gentle beast's playground. No distractions, no disrespect, no lies, no backstabbers, all business, all seriousness. The work is played to the beast. It looks exhausting to the outsiders, but it's indulgence to him. That's the difference between the gentle beast and them. They can't phase you, kid. They can't break you. You are the treasure they lost, and they'll never find again. The gentle beast is a different breed. The gentle beast has boundaries and principles. A gentle beast is austere about his peace, his assets, his resources. If he chooses you to share those with, you better understand. If you can't cherish it, if you can't build and contribute, there is no place for you anymore. No leeches, no snakes, no pigs, no wolves. The beast only feasts with beasts. In the presence of the gentle beast, there better be loyalty or there will be consequences. There's no love in the presence of expediency. There will be consequences for broken loyalty. And what are those consequences? For those who once reaped the benefits of being in our presence, but took us for granted, must now suffer the consequences, the punishment of our absence. Our absence will be their punishment. Because a gentle beast knows his body, his mind, his soul, his indomitable spirit are his greatest assets. They won't be spent for the sake of disrespect. They'll be protected at all costs. The gentle beast embraces solitude and self-isolation. The gentle beast always transforms. He doesn't mind being alone. He embraces it. The cost of the monster in the gentle beast is a phenomenon. Why should you have to apologize for the monster you've become? People love identifying the aftermath, but where were they when you were hurt? In darkness, in solitude, all alone. The late nights, the crying, the pain. You suffered and kept suffering until you decided to stop suffering, until you decided to stop feeling sorry for yourself and rebuild into the ultimate warrior, into the weapon you are now. You were taught to forgive. I'm telling you not to. You were taught to avoid problems. I'm telling you to hunt them. You were taught to ignore the darkness. I'm telling you to become it. You were taught greed is always bad. I'm telling you it's good. You were taught not to be selfish. I'm telling you to obsessively invest in yourself. You were taught not to judge. I'm telling you, you're a fool if you don't. They say don't let the world harden you. I'm telling you, they say that so they can keep using you. You came into this world alone, you will leave it alone. Confidence is the cornerstone of the gentle beast. The gentle beast does admit when it's wrong, but it never lies to itself. Never. Ever. Fyodor Dostoevsky said, above all, don't lie to yourself. The man who lies to himself and listens to his own lie comes to a point where he cannot distinguish the truth within him or around him, and so loses respect for himself, and having no respect, he ceases to love. So where did all this come from? Where did this idea of the gentle beast come from? I've always been fascinated with oxymoronic words, and for some reason, as a writer, I come up with these words, these terms, these phrases that helps me to navigate through life and deal with life's experiences and suffering and hardships, and just to help me to deal with the depression that I've used to face and everything that I used to do with dealing with people. And my only way out was through not pitying myself, and to just create and to develop and to obsessively build myself, and to just find terms and ways in my own creative way to just deal with the pain and the suffering. So I wrestled with this. You guys know about dark mode, red pill, utopia with the YOUTOPIA, and now gentle beast. So I've asked myself, how can I not be bitter, not weak, not played for a sucker, but still stern, stubborn, firm? How can I walk with love, but not tolerate disloyalty? As a believer in Christ, I wondered, how can I be gentle like him, but still survive this dark world? This world full of users, exploiters, freeloaders, fake people. So that's what my sensei, you guys know I study martial arts, and my sensei is a 4th degree black belt. Been studying martial arts, Krav Maga, Taekwondo, kickboxing since he's been like 6. He's in his mid-30s now. And he told me something that I'll never forget. He's the first person that really brought to my attention of being gentle. I never really thought about being gentle until I ran into him. And it's interesting because the most dangerous person that I've ever known taught me the power of gentleness. He said, true power is knowing when not to use it. That line stayed with me. He told me to practice gentleness. And he, without a doubt, is the most gentle, peaceful human being I have ever known or met. On the contrary, he is the most dangerous person, without a doubt, that I have ever known. And I don't mean that hyperbolically. I am completely serious. I remember when me and my sensei, we were sparring, and I remember when I first met him, you will never think that he will be a dangerous individual, ever. You will never know unless he wants you to know. And what I mean by him wanting you to know is unless he completely has to let you know this. He doesn't look dangerous by any means. He's comes off as extremely peaceful and gentle. I remember I sparred with him, and he just gave me a tap, like pretty much a front kick, right into my solar plex. For those of you who don't know what a solar plex is, it's kind of like right below your, it's like right above your abdomen and like below your chest. It's like right here, and if you hit somebody there, you can really take the breath out of them. And that's exactly what he did. I was out of breath for a couple minutes. I couldn't breathe, and he didn't hit me hard. And I used to spar with him a lot, and I witnessed how much of a lethal weapon his body is. But again, you will never know. And I've learned my lesson of being gentle by the most dangerous person I have ever met and probably will ever meet. Brought it to my attention. Gentleness is strength. Gentleness is power. Ever since I've wrestled with that, Gentle Beast came from that moment. Just like dark mode came from my obsession with Batman. You know, Batman is my favorite superhero, and I've explained that why in other videos. The Dark Knight. You know, I use these lexicons to navigate, to deal with my world, my situations, my experience. Is how I figure it out. So the Gentle Beast code: respect is everything. If they disrespect you, it's only one offense. Leave. Go dark. Leave. No speech, no broadcast, no closure, just distance. You want to be loved, but you keep loving people who don't love themselves. You think you're cruel for walking away? For saying no? Here's the truth. They never stop disrespecting you because they don't believe you'll ever walk. You taught them that. You taught them they could violate without accountability. So to my Gentle Beasts, you're not here to chase validation. You're not here to be liked. You're not here to explain your standards. Normalize unapologetically disappearing at the first sign of disrespect and never look back. That's not weakness. That's power. That's discipline. That's self-control. Stop being loyal to convenience. Stop falling in love with cowards. Stand for yourself. Stand for principle. Have some dignity, and watch how fast their loyalty fades when you stand for yourself. Forget going ghost. Go dark. Move silently. No warning, and absolutely no return. If you do, how will they ever learn? Let them suffer and melt and burn in your absence. Let them realize. Teach them what they have lost and will never get back. Stop explaining yourself. If you're doing what you're supposed to do, the building does all the talking. The beast stays gentle until it's not. So, if this video makes some females uncomfortable, good. Because they're the ones I'm talking about. And the true men of value are the ones I'm talking for. Who I call gentle beasts. Not gentlemen. I've done a lot of research on gentlemen. Done some research on that. I think they can be a bit passive sometimes in some people's perspectives. So I just kind of revolutionized the word to gentle beasts. Because a man of value, a true man of value, a man who's focused, intense concentration, who has a mission, who has a vision, and who's going to relentlessly relentlessly pursue and strive to reach that vision at all means necessary and not be distracted and be focused and silent, that man's a beast. But that man is also gentle. Because he doesn't have to broadcast, he doesn't have to bloat, he doesn't have to show off. He's not prideful. He's gentle. You're gentle because you're a weapon. You're dangerous. That's why you're gentle. Controlled power. That's divine. So a real woman, a woman of value, she won't feel threatened by this. She will respect a man, the man who moves like this. A woman of value. Don't forget, the gentle beast, he never begs for respect. He commands it silently. But how fast he exits. The gentle beast never begs for respect. He commands it silently, but he will exit. Build your own bridge. You were taught not to burn bridges. I'm telling you, burn them. Some bridges are meant to collapse. Meant to be swallowed in smoke and washed in ash. Build your own. Build bridges that connect to the path you paved. Be the anchor. Be the source. Be the signal you kept searching for in others. Why should your success depend on someone else's permission slip? No more. You are the source. You are the system. And any life that requires life support to survive was never truly alive to begin with. Take yourself seriously. Be serious. Here's a red pill. The moment you start taking yourself seriously, people get uncomfortable because you stop playing by their script. No more easy access. You made it too easy. You showed up too often. You made yourself too available. No more. You will not be broken and still serve. The gentle beast's circle is small. He's a champion of self-reliance. He advocates for isolation. But there are a few rare ones who match your spirit. Make sure you recognize them. A gentle beast has a mind that cannot be manipulated. A gentle beast develops a mind that cannot be manipulated. Gentleness is a godly virtue. Jesus said, "Blessed are the gentle, for they shall inherit the earth." This is the paradox. Gentleness is power. If this hits you, I have more. If it bothered you, you're probably not ready to become a gentle beast. You'll be able to read the newsletter that will be attached to this video. That'll be written in a full written manifesto of my idea of being a gentle beast. And there's more to come. That's your red pill for the day, and thank you so much, and have a great day.